Hello, it's Kirby Smart here with the University of Georgia. I'd first like to congratulate Richard Seymour. Richard and I played together at the University of Georgia. I know that probably brings a big smile to Richard's face. He remembers protecting me from the many running backs of the SEC. I was very fortunate to have the likes of Richard Seymour and Marcus Stroud play in front of me. And Richard went on to be a great NFL player and New England Patriot. And not 2-3 weeks ago, I sat in the same room and shared some time with the great Bill Belichick, and he had a lot of great things to say about my former teammate, Richard Seymour, who has won a lot of Super Bowls, has been a great All-Pro, but more than that, he has been a loyal Georgia Bulldog, been very supportive of our program, giving back financially to our program. I'm really proud of Richard, the way he represents the University of Georgia. He's a very good friend and teammate of mine, and what a great honor. Congrats, Richard, and go Dogs.
And to present the award for the induction of the 2018 class of the South Carolina Football Hall of Fame, Richard Seymour, Jr.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Richard Seymour, more affectionately known to my friends and family members as RJ. I'm the son of tonight's next Hall of Fame recipient. It's truly an honor and a privilege for myself and my family to be here tonight at such a prestigious event. Many people know about my dad's accomplishments on the football field. I'm often asked questions about my dad's 3 Super Bowl rings and 7 Pro Bowl appearances. And while I'm proud of his career accomplishments, tonight, I thought it would be more appropriate to briefly talk about the man he is off the field. I would describe my dad as a true gentleman. Honor, respect, and work ethic are at the core of all his beliefs and teachings. As big as he is in stature, he is equally as big in compassion. He is the byproduct of a South Carolina community built on faith and hard work. He is a man who has encouraged, challenged, and developed me and my siblings over the years. His compassion, discipline, and unyielding support has been a vital part of helping our family remain unified. I'm honored by everyone's presence here tonight, and I would be very grateful if you would all help me welcome to the stage my dad and hero, Richard Seymour.
Y'all started the clock for me. I wasn't going to start the clock, but they started the clock for me. It's truly an honor to have your son present that award. So thank you for that warm introduction, RJ. I think one of the biggest responsibilities that I have is teaching my young son and children to be men and women of God. So for me, it's a humbling. I'm honored to have my son present me for sure. So thank you, RJ. Actually, I have a few notes here that I want to express. I'm honored and blessed to receive such a prestigious award and to be inducted into the South Carolina Hall of Fame. I earnestly know that it's a lot of great men and women who could receive this award, but thank you to all the writers, staff, everybody involved in making this such a beautiful event here tonight. So I like to tell the staff and everybody who put this event on, thank you for selecting me. I'm truly honored. And I'll tell you this, my wife, she knows that she's tried to do several ceremonies and banquets and things of that nature for me, but I've always caught wind of it and I've kind of shut it down because as a player, just like John said, you never really want to talk about yourself. But tonight, I saw it as I'm not talking about myself. I'm really talking about everybody that has been a shoulder and an ear that I could lean and depend on. So tonight, it isn't about me. It's really about everybody that has paved the way that I could achieve the things and the milestone that I was able to achieve. So first, my heroes growing up were my mom and my dad. And first I'll say about my dad, rest in peace, he taught me the value of hard work, of honor, of respect. Being a man of your word, which is a lot of the same things that I try to teach my children. Being a man of your word, so obviously to my dad, and when I say hard work, I had to work in the summers with my dad, so he definitely got his fair amount of work out of me for sure. Next, my beautiful mom that's sitting here. I always say it all the time, my mom is the nicest lady that I know. I learned compassion for looking at my mom. She always puts everyone else first. So I really learned what compassion was firsthand by looking at you. So thank you for showing me firsthand what compassion looks like. And I'll just tell you, a year ago to this date, my mom had open heart surgery. And the doctor we went in on a Monday, and on that Thursday when we came out, successful surgery, the doctor said she had 90% blockage, and it was in 4 arteries. So, but she's here on today, 1 year after a successful surgery, and I'm so glad and happy that you're here with me. So not only is my mom one of the nicest ladies that I know, but now you're definitely one of the strongest as well. So thank you, Mom. And like I said, there's so many people that, like I said, this isn't about me. There's so many people that I really want to thank. My principal that's sitting right here, Mr. Doran, I always knew you had my best interest. I always knew that you was there for me. And I'll say this, he is a Clemson Tiger. So I could tell the pull to go to Clemson a little bit, and even though I didn't go, I always knew on game day you always wore the Seymour jersey, and you wore it proud. So I would definitely like to thank you for that. Also to my uncle Eric Whiter. He inspired me to play football as well. He played at Lower Richland, played in the Shrine Bowl, and I wanted to be like him when I grew up. He would come home with his football pads and his jersey, and I would go out in the yard and I would want to actually play with DP, David Patton, who played with me at the Patriots there. So thank you, David, you and your beautiful wife for being here as well. And I'll say this, not to jump subject, but I knew John Abraham before he was John. I knew him when his mom called him Tony. So I know Tony over here, but thank everybody for being here. But I will just like to, my Uncle Eric, I wanted to be like him for paving the way. I also want to say a thank you to the Davis brothers at Lower Richland. David Davis, who played at Clemson as well, his brother Lee Davis and Tyrone Davis. I was definitely fortunate to have them teach me the game of football, because they taught me, they played obviously before me, but they were my coaches. They were able to teach me from a skill level how to really play the game. So I always felt like I had an advantage, and it wasn't because of me, it was just because of the coaches and everything else that I had. I also want to thank my teachers at Weber, Lower Richland, also to the cafeteria workers. Don't fire Mr. Doran, but they would always let me go through the teacher's line to get a double portion. While I was definitely at Lower Richland. It's obviously it's a lot more people that I want to thank. I know my time is gone, but I'll say this. My family obviously is right here with me, and your very presence heightens this moment for me. So I thank all of you for being here. Ms. Thomasina, Dad, thank you for your prayers and support over the years. My beautiful children, if y'all would stand, RJ, Kayla, Kennedy. Well, you see, they definitely don't have a problem standing. Kayla and Kennedy, They're on the travel volleyball team, so we all around the country every year. I didn't know travel volleyball was like that. It's like AU, but my son RJ, he's a swimmer here, and I called London. We call him Londino. We call him the world famous Londino. I used to play football with him a little bit growing up, and just a quick funny story. He would say, like I would script the ball away from him and count down like I'm running the touchdown in, and he was like, "Dad, you always boat showing." I'm like, "What do you mean?" You mean showboating London? Yeah, that's what it's. So all in the family, he's known as the boat shower in our family. So, and so I like to say, my kids, I'm honored to be your dad. And definitely, last but definitely not least, to my beautiful bride, Tanya, of over 20 years, who I met in high school, who stood by my side, who's been my rock. I remember her words to me. I'm stopping because I get choked up, in these moments. But I remember her words to me on our wedding day. And she told me, she said, "I'm giving myself over to you." And as a man, you always want to take care of the ones that you love. And so to my wife, I'm honored to be your husband, and I'm glad that you've always been by my side through thick and thin. And I'll say this, like, my family knows, we've been through ups and downs. We've seen challenges, we've met challenges. But one thing I know is we met those challenges together. And I just think that I'm grateful for the many blessings that I have in my life. And like I said, it's definitely not about me. It's about everybody whose shoulder that I stood on, who helped me to get to this moment. So again, thank you to the South Carolina Hall of Fame committee, to the staff, and everyone who made this such an amazing, beautiful night. And I'm truly honored to be here. So thank you so much.